What's going on, everyone? This is Sage with a Sage film review for Down a Cent. Thank you, Keen, for recommending this movie to me. This is an Irish short film directed by Matthew Murphy. And when you get into this movie, it's got some nice music playing, and you are in Ireland here. And this was filmed at the Haven Cafe, I see. And you see Down a Cent there. And you have a homeless person laying, and the sign says, like, food for money, please. You know? And what I found interesting here is the way this was shot, look at that. And then someone walks by, and then, they're turning around. And when they turn around, you're going to see they're going to put money in the jar. When they put the dollar bill, there's nothing. But when they put a cent, the music just stops, cuts out. I found that very interesting. The fact that it was 1 cent that broke the music. There's got to be a reason for that. But yeah, you see that she kind of wakes up and she's like, oh, damn, okay, time to get rolling. And the overarching theme in this movie, though, that I take it is the way that society dehumanizes homeless people, right? And we treat them less than. But, throughout the film here, you'll see that after some events unfold, you learn, oh, wait, this is a human being with dignity. Holy shit. So as she's coming in, to the place, the shop owner is just looking all stingy, and that's kind of like prejudice, right? So the old world people really look down on homeless people, that whole pick yourself up by your bootstraps. And the daughter of the shop owner is actually like, come on, Dad, stop being such an asshole. And there she is. She's looking around. And then a kid comes up to her. Oh, I love this part. Look how happy she is. She's just talking to him. And then he's like, stay away from my son. Like, what the hell, man? Look at me. I had to pause it and write about this. I actually wrote it down. What did I write down? I wrote down the good draws to it the good. That's another underarching theme that I saw here. And I also noted that her beanie is black with red and blue stripes. I'm trying to think about that one. He says, don't bother my son, right? And then right here you see the shop owner just kind of being all stingy, like, what the fuck do you want, And one of the things that he says to her, like you'll see here, she looks at the tip jar, just like, oh, cool, that's a tip jar. And then what he says is, don't even think about it. Don't bother my son. Don't think about it. I thought that was an interesting choice of dialogue. Like, people that are in positions where they're homeless are always told, don't do this, don't do that. And they're always chastised. So I thought that was a really cool thematic element that was coming through on the dialogue. Had to write about it a little bit, Scribe. But yeah, short a cent, right? So she's like, fuck yeah, I want this sandwich, And then he's like looking at all the money. He's like, okay, here we go. He's counting it. He's pretty slow counting it too. I like that choice. Making him look like an old douchebag, Good job, Matthew Murphy, director. And then he's like, oh, you're short a cent. I can't accept this. So the fact that she's short 1 cent, down a cent, she can't get the sandwich. She cannot get food, right? That's a basic human element that we all need, like food, shelter, water, community, for Christ's sake. Like, come on, this thing's driving me insane. It's a short film. It's only 7 minutes long, but I could talk about this one for hours. And notice how there's a glass panel between the shop owner and the customer. I think that's emblematic, too, in life. Like, we're always putting up this invisible shield between us and them. And then she's putting back the sandwich, runs into somebody, drops the sandwich, just like you would, going to pick it up. And then, look at this, a nice suited man comes in. And you're thinking, wow, a douchebag in a suit. Maybe things are going to change here. And he even picks it up for her and hands her the sandwich. She's like, okay, that was kind of nice. Wow, someone's treating me like a human being. And then as she goes over towards, I think she's going to go look towards the wine, I believe, or the beverages, a bevy. I had to freeze frame it there. And I think this is where I wrote down about the glass panelizing. And the suit man has opening dialogue where under his breath he's just like, faggots. I thought that was kind of funny, but it's also like, if you're in a suit, you're allowed to say something like that. If you're homeless and you say something like that, you're about to get the shit kicked out of you. You know what I mean? Can't be saying that if you don't have a suit, right? And it has to be a gray one. You got to have a pocket square. Okay, let's get back to it. So what are we seeing here? So she's looking down, right? And she's like, oh, you see Suit Man behind, right? Okay, and she looks at Suit Man. Suit Man now, smiling because she's like, he handed me a sandwich. What a good guy. That's all it takes, right? You hand someone a sandwich and then, oh, wait, what's he pulling out? A switchblade. And she's like, oh, shit, here we go. Evil's about. Oh, boy. And now I'm in the middle of this, but he handed me a sandwich and he's evil. What's going on here? And then he locks the shop door. And then we got the shop owner being like, wait, stop. I found it funny how the shop owner was so amicable with this guy. And he's just going in. This is white boy crazy. He's just letting it pop off. And he can do that because he's in a gray suit, And he's like, stop, just calm down, And then he's like, don't do anything. And then he catches her eye. And this is a really key moment in the movie. He's like, you're like me, And I think what he's getting at here is he thinks she's also deceptive, also an arbiter of evil, someone that is not conducting themselves with integrity. And he's like, oh, wait, no, you're just one of them. You can see his face change. And he flips pretty quickly. The actor that was in this did a phenomenal job, by the way. And he's flipping, and he's like, oh, and then he like kind of gouges at the wine bottle, and then he's like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And then this is an awesome shot. You can see in the paneling, she cracks him with the wine bottle. Bam. And then boom, he's on the ground. Hand is loose, no more weapon, feet wobbly. And she's still got the bottle just swaying. And look how cool, calm, and collected she is. She's like, what the hell did I just do? And the shop owner's like, oh shit, maybe I was wrong. Am I the douchebag in this film? You are, buddy. You're a douchebag and you're old. Then she goes up and he's like, give me a minute here. Puts the sandwich back, is going to give it back, and it's been cut open. Now that the sandwich has been cut open, we're in a little dilemma here. Is he going to accept the return? I thought he was a indignant shop owner. He's like, you know what? Hold my beer here. And since she kind of helped the shop, and cracked this guy with a bottle, he's like, you know what, motherfucker? I'm going to set you up. You might be homeless, but I'm going to give you a meal to eat. I'm going to give you a bevy. Boom. And he's like showing her. He's like, you like this, huh? Puts it in the bag. And she's just kind of sitting there as an observer, just being, not really saying much, just kind of letting it happen. And then at the end of it, he's just like, here you go. She's like, okay, cool. Thank you. I'll be on my way. Now I got a good dish. And she leaves €5 on the ground. She doesn't even give a fuck. She's like, I got food, bro. I don't give a fuck about the money. It's never about the money, And then the daughter comes out and is like, hey, what's your name? And she's like, my name's Mary. Like Mother Mary, hello? And this whole time they were treating Mother Mary like she's just some homeless broad. And the thing is even if someone's homeless and a broad, they're still a human being, right? Gives her an extra 10 plus the 5. Now she's got a little bit of money. And this is just like an ode to the good draws to it the good. Believing in the good of humanity. And that shot there was at the Haven Cafe. Down a cent. Boom. And we're done. This movie's like 7 minutes. You can find it on YouTube. Directed by Matthew Murphy. Thank you again, Keen, for recommending this. If anyone else has any suggestions for films that they want me to review, I would be glad to do that. I had a lot of fun doing this, and this was an Irish film too. So anything that's like outside of the States is like definitely a stretch for me, but I really appreciate like watching it. I watched it, honestly, this was like the 3rd or 4th time I watched it. I kind of wanted to make sure I understood the whole premise there. But what I'm taking away from this is humanization matters. Treating people like human being matters. And, humanize the world, guys. How you do that is by talking to people and treating them with kindness. Boom. And that was it. So I'll be back again with another review. Great job, Matt. And I look forward to any more future films. And this was a Zentangle that I drew after the film on the back side of my notes. So, yep. Have a good one. That was 10 minutes with Sage Cameron, Sage or Danger C, director. All right, bye-bye.